Episode 44. And then, one day, किसी भी शहर के किसी भी कॉलेज कैंपस में वो कौन सा एक शख्स होता है जो विटनेस करता है स्टूडेंट्स के बडिंग रोमांस को, झगड़ों को, ब्रेकअप्स को, द अगली स्पैट्स, एग्जाम एंजाइटी, anger over professors, the love for them, birthdays, Valentine Day proposals के rehearsals, रोज डे पे रोजेस का असली दावेदार भी जिसे पता होता है, अरे ऑफ कोर्स अपने कैंटीन वाले भैया, जैसे अपने नीरज भैया, एवरेज हाइट, स्माइलिंग फेस एंड गजब की तेजी से ब्रेक टाइम में प्रोफेसर्स एंड स्टूडेंट्स दोनों को संभाल लेने वाले नीरज भैया। बट कैंटीन वाले भैया अक्सर शिकार भी होते हैं सारे स्टूडेंट यूनियन वालों के, गुंडा एलिमेंट्स के, एंड कभी कभार प्रोफेसर्स की चाय का बिल भी इन्हीं पर पड़ जाता है। प्रिंसिपल की तो पूछो ही मत, उनका तो पूरा परिवार ही जैसे कैंटीन पे जीता है। अबे नीरज, चाय पिला, shouted Kailash. An entire group of student union members came in and occupied their usual spot. Niraj carried a tray of tea glasses and smiled up to them. निर्मल भैया, वो 1600 बाकी हैं, वो लास्ट मंथ से बाकी हैं। कैलाश भैया एंड अर्जुन भाई ऑल्सो हैव 2000 पेंडिंग। थोड़ा दे देते तो इट वुड हैव हेल्प्ड मी। निर्मल didn't reply. He rolled a cigarette with some dark brown stuff in it. It was weed. Niraj was again scared today. These boys brought in a white powdered stuff and weed frequently to the canteen. Niraj knew it was ganja or marijuana. He was pretty sure that alcohol was also being brought in. Niraj dreaded a raid by the police or the anti-narcotics department. अगर रेड पड़ी, everything will get destroyed. Niraj loved his work and his canteen. He looked forward to the lively atmosphere that only young students can bring in. Their unabated conversations, their enthusiastic banter, their unstoppable energy, and their positivity filled Niraj with a lot of hope. He always instructed his men to keep the canteen neat and clean. The canteen samosas, poha, cold coffee, vada pav, hot dogs, and chai were very popular. Most of the students addressed him respectfully and called him Niraj Bhaiya. But since the last 8 months, Niraj had been very worried. Nirmal, Kailash, and Arjun were members of the Students' Union. In fact, they were self-claimed leaders who operated in the campus with the help of the goonda elements. They never attended classes. They would saunter in at around 10 a.m. in the college campus, head straight to the canteen and shout, "Abhi Niraj, chai pila." Gradually, a group of chelas or chamchas would also join them. Cups of tea would be followed by sandwiches, samosas, and so much more. As the afternoons would drag on, the group would move under the shade of the large banyan tree, and now chai would get replaced by cola bottles. Niraj didn't understand what worried him more, the pending bills or the banned stuff these kids brought in. अबे पैसे कहाँ भागे जा रहे हैं यार, मिल जाएंगे। स्टॉप डिमांडिंग मनी ऑल द टाइम नीरज। अर्जुन ने कहा था कि कोऑपरेट विद अस, सिगरेट्स बेच। अरे 380 की जगह 450 में बिकवाएंगे तेरी सिगरेट्स। लेकिन नहीं, तुझे तो कानून और पता नहीं वो क्या संस्कारों और उन सब की पड़ी थी। अब जा लेकर आ उन सही पैसे, भाग। Nirmal, Kailash and Arjun entered the principal's chamber. They had understood that the complainant was Niraj. As expected, the principal got very angry and threatened to suspend them if the canteen due amount wasn't paid in a week's time. Arjun and Kailash were furious because the principal showed them a letter from the management which clearly said that none of these boys will be permitted to take the university exams because of their very poor attendance. Canteen के bills settle करने को the three of you have just 1 week, and attendance records straight रखने के लिए you people have 2 months. See to it, both of them are taken care of. Now, leave immediately. With humiliation writ large on their faces, the 3 friends left the campus immediately. साले 2 कौड़ी के आदमी ने हमारी कंप्लेन कर दी। बहुत नशा चढ़ गया है इसको। ऐसी हालत करके छोड़ेंगे कि सब कंप्लेन फंप्लेन भूल जाएगा, said Nirmal angrily. The sun sets early in the month of December. As Nirali cycled back from the tuitions, she again spotted the 3 boys standing at the pan parlor. They had been standing there every week now. They had motorcycles and they would begin to chase after Nirali. Today also they hopped onto a motorbike the moment they saw Nirali and began to chase her at a slow pace. Halfway down, one of the boys began to make lewd comments on Nirali's figure and her face. Nirali was just in the 10th standard and used to go to her tuitions from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. every day. This was the first time that she had come across boys who were harassing her. She got very scared and cycled as fast as she could. Ma had told her not to panic. But Nirali was panicking. The last 50 meters to her home was unfortunately poorly lighted and a little deserted. If the boys caught her, what will they do to her? Oh God! Cold sweat broke out on Nirali's forehead as she remembered the infamous Nirbhaya case. Suddenly she thought of the cell phone in her bag. Nirali jumped down from the cycle and took out her cell phone. Dad's number was in the speed dial. Hello? Papa, please jaldi आओ please. I'm here. वो गेस्ट हाउस के पास ये 3 मेरे पीछे ही आ रहे हैं. They're going to eat me, Papa. Please. जल्दी आओ Papa, please जल्दी आओ. Niraj climbed the steps of the boys' hostel slowly. He knew Nirmal was on the first floor and Arjun and Kailash on the second floor. Nirali still hadn't recovered fully. It was more than a week, but she would still get fevers in the evening. Prabha had engaged an autowala to drop and pick up Nirali from the tuitions. But the poor girl was so scared that she was refusing to attend the tuition classes. Kailash, Nirmal and Arjun smiled victoriously at Niraj. They secretly felt like making a video of this guy who stood there with folded hands in front of them and who was almost on the verge of crying. Niraj begged the 3 of them to not harass his little girl. भैया वो तो आपकी ही बहन है ना, फिर उसको क्यों परेशान कर रहे हैं? अरे मैं माफी मांगता हूँ आपसे. ये लो ये लो, ये रहे आपके पैसे, पूरे 6,000 है। प्लस भैया आपको कैंटीन में जब जो खाना हो खाइए, लेकिन प्लीज मेरी बच्ची को प्लीज मत हैरान करिए, प्लीज भैया। The month was February. It was a chilly and windy morning. Niraj brought tea for Arjun. अर्जुन भाई, निर्मल भैया एंड कैलाश भैया क्यों नहीं आ रहे हैं? क्या हुआ है? अरे फिर वही गड़बड़ है यार, हॉस्टल का खाना साला खराब ही होता जा रहा है। फर्स्ट आई वाज सिक एंड नाउ दीज टू। जब देखो तब फूड पॉइजनिंग। अरे वो कल वड़ा पाव खाया था एमजी रोड पे, तो आज फिर से वही वॉमिटिंग, वीकनेस, डायरिया एंड ऑल चालू हो गया। जनवरी से लेके ये 3rd टाइम हो गया है यार। डॉक्टर बोलता है खाने पीने में ध्यान रखो। अब दिन भर बाहर रहेंगे तो खाना तो खाएंगे ना, फिर से साला वही फूड पॉइजनिंग। पता नहीं एग्जाम्स दे भी पाएंगे या नहीं। नीरज nodded his head in sympathy. Niraj knocked at the chemistry lab door. It was Professor Shikha's class. She was Niraj's favorite professor, always paid her canteen bills on time. And for the last few practical sessions in the academic year, she would order chai for all the students as well. As Niraj and Lakshya began to distribute tea glasses to the students, Shikha ma'am continued. So, friends, coming back to our discussion on poisons. As I told you, arsenic is an almost undetectable poison. When it's mixed into food or drink, it's odorless, colorless, and tasteless. And the symptoms of arsenic resemble those of bad, fatal food poisoning. Arsenic can also be given in smaller doses over a longer period of time. It produces subtler, slowly progressing symptoms, including weakness, confusion, paralysis, and eventually death. There are other poisons also. We'll take their study one by one. You see, it all happens